You think our politicians are staying out of our bedrooms and that legislation doesn't affect your life? Not so much. Huffington Post today presents the 11 actions that prove Republicans are intent on making 2013 a terrible year for sex. I want to walk through this list. We have defunding Planned Parenthood. That's one we've heard before. But then this, restricting abortion access, also a popular refrain. And then implementing new restrictions for abortion clinics. The list goes on and on. I like the reframing of this as a war on sex rather than a war on women.
Well, I think one of the things that's has always been really troubling about the rhetoric surrounding abortion, that you saw this come really to the forefront during the Republican primary last year with the debate over contraception. All of a sudden, contraception was controversial, something that I hadn't really realized how controversial contraception was among the GOP base until last year. And when you had someone like Rick Santorum coming forward and saying, this is a license to do things in the sexual arena that are improper, it became really clear that this whole social issue surrounding abortion really isn't about life. It really isn't about these big definitional questions. It's actually just about people's comfort with different types of sexuality. And I think
you really think that's what it's about, Zach, and not about control and control over people's bodies?
I think it could be the same. I think those two things are not mutually exclusive. but I think to a large extent there are a lot of people who, in the GOP base who really do want to control other people's sex lives. But I think there's also a separate group of people that is just really uncomfortable with other people's sex lives and gets kind of weirded out when they hear about other people having sex and they don't want to fund it or something. It's just a vague discomfort. They don't necessarily think through very thoroughly, but it results in this sort of GOP aversion to sex that becomes part of the party platform. And they took a real beating on going after silly issues during the 2012 election. So you would kind of think maybe now would be a good time to step away from these weird sex politics. But it seems like this is just really ingrained in a certain part of the party.